Welcome back to Mac Talks Football, and it is a match day 3 in the UEFA Europa League, and we are gonna make our prediction. It has been quite an interesting couple of games in the Europa League. A lot of exciting results, shocking results as well. So I think we can expect much of the same on a match day 3 as well. We have two games on a Wednesday, and then the rest of the games are going to be played on Thursday. So let's go ahead and start making our predictions. First of the games that is going to be played on Wednesday is Braga versus Bodo Glimt. It is 20th versus 14th. Braga, they won on match day 1, but on match day 2 they lost against the Olympiacos. Their form has been quite inconsistent. Their last 5 games there have been a couple of defeats. They lost over the weekend as well. So they are coming in the in this game with quite with a form that is not really that good. Playing against a Bodo Glimt side who themselves they drew on match day 2 against a USG, and their form is almost a sort of similar to Bodo Glimt, even though they are at the top of their league. But I think in Europe it is going to be a tough game for them. They are going away to the Portuguese side. I think it will be a very close game. I think it will be a tough game, and I think it is going to end up in a draw. I'm going for a 1-1 draw between Braga and Bodo Glimt. The second game that is going to be played on the Wednesday is Galatasaray versus Elfsborg. It is 8th versus 14th. Galatasaray, they are undefeated in Europa League. They are undefeated in the Turkish Super League as well. They are number 1 in their league, so they are on a really good form. In the last 5 games, they have won 4 of those games. So they are coming in with a very good form, playing against that Elfsborg side who all them are not on a good form. They lost on match day 1, but they won on match day 2. But if we look at their last 5 games, 3 of them have been defeats, including the last 2. They lost over the weekend as well. So I think it is going to be very tough for them. And again, coming to Turkey, coming to Galatasaray's home stadium with those fans, I think it will be a very tough game for them. It is going to be a very hostile atmosphere, and I think it is going to be an easy win for Galatasaray. I'm going for a very convincing 3-0 win for the Turkish side. Moving on to the Thursday's games, it is the first one is Frankfurt versus RFS. It is 7th versus 25th. It is Germany versus Latvia. Now Frankfurt have been on a really good form. They have been till now they are having a really good season. They have a great, amazing players. They lost over the weekend to Leverkusen. It was a very close game. It was a very tight game. It was a very interesting game. But in the end, unfortunately for them, they lost that game. They are playing against an RFS side who have not really done really good in the Europa League till now. They have lost 1, they drew 1. In their league, they are at the top of the table. They have won 4 of out of their last 5 games. So in the league, they are doing really good. In Europe, it has not been a really good performance till now, and unfortunately for them, I don't think it is gonna get any better. They are gonna come at Frankfurt Stadium, and with what has happened over the weekend, they are gonna their fans are gonna expect some sort of a reaction from their team, and I think Frankfurt are gonna give it to them. And with the players that they have and with the way that they play, I think it is going to be a very a good win, a commanding win. I think it is going to be a very rough night for RFS. I'm going for a 4-0 win for Frankfurt. The next game is Roma versus Dynamo Kiev. It is 27th versus 35th. It is Italy versus Ukraine, the two teams who have not really performed to the level that people would have expected them to. Roma especially, like, I'm so disappointed with the way that they are playing this season, with whatever has happened. Like, they brought in a good amount of players. The transfer window they had was really good, but then what happened with De Rossi, and I think that has sort of had an impact on the club as well. Now Ivan Juric is under a lot of pressure. They lost over the weekend to Inter as well, so they are coming in with a lot of hate, playing against a Kiev side who are doing amazing in the Ukrainian league. They are undefeated in their last 5 games, winning 4 out of those 5 games. But in Europe, they have lost both of their games, and both of them have been quite convincing. Roma, they lost on match day 2 against Augsburg. Like, nobody really thought that was going to happen. So it is a very interesting game to call. Both these teams are going to be under huge pressure. They know how important this game is. If they want to stay in this competition, they need to get a result out of it. And I think just because Roma are at home and Kiev don't really do well when they are away in European competition, I think Roma might be able to edge it. I think it will be a close game, but I'm going to go for the home side. I'm going for a 2-1 win for Roma. The next game is Midtjylland versus USG. It is 9th versus 26. Now Midtjylland, they are currently second in the league, but the thing for them is they have lost their last two games. That is why they have dropped down to second. Otherwise, they were top of the league. In Europa League, they are undefeated. They have won once and they have drawn once. So it is going to be very interesting to see how they play this game. They are playing against a USG side who themselves are sort of struggling in their league. They are 10th. Currently, they have not won once in their last five games. In Europa League, they are still winless, so they would be looking to get something out of this game. I think they have caught Midtjylland at the right time because, as I say, they are struggling. They came back after the international break and they lost that game. I think it will be a very close game, but I think Midtjylland, they might have just enough for their opponents, and I think it will end up being a very close game. I'm going for a 2-1 win for the home side. The next game is Karabakh versus Ajax. It is 34th versus 6th. Karabakh, they have lost both their games and they have lost them quite comprehensively, quite convincingly. They are playing against an Ajax side who are currently third in their league. They are undefeated in their last five games, winning four of them. They are undefeated in the Europa League as well. And I think even though they are going to go away to Azerbaijan, I think it is going to be the only thing that is going to come in play is the travel issue. Apart from that, I think it is going to be an easy win for them. Even though Karabakh are at home, I just don't see them stopping Ajax in this game. I'm going to go for a very convincing 3-1 win for the away side. Moving on to the next game, it is Maccabi Tel Aviv versus Real Sociedad. It is 32 versus 25th. Now, Maccabi, you sort of expected them to really struggle. They have lost both of their games in the Europa League. They are top of their league at the moment, but when it comes to Europe, it is looking really hard for them. They are playing against a Real Sociedad side who are really struggling at the moment. Nobody really expected them to be in this situation, but their start of the season has not been good. They are sort of making a comeback in the league as well, and I would think that they would see a look at this game and they would see this as a perfect opportunity to get their first win in the Europa League, and I think they would be able to do it. I'm going for an away win, and I think in the end it will be an easy win for them. I'm going for a 2-0 win for Real Sociedad. The next game is Panathinaikos versus Victoria Plzen. It is 33rd versus 22nd. Both these teams are winless, but the thing is POK, they have lost both of their games, whereas Victoria Plzen, they have drawn both their games. So both of these teams are looking for their first win of the season. Both their league performances have been really good. They are both fighting for the title. They are at the top fighting for it. So I think it is going to be a very close game. Being at home, I think POK, it gives them a bit of an advantage. Will they be able to take it? I really don't think so. I think it is going to end up in a draw, and I think it is going to be a boring draw as well. I'm going for a 0-0 draw between POK and Victoria Plzen. The next game is Ferencvaros versus Nice. It is 31st versus 30th. Again, two teams who have not really had a good start to their European campaign. Ferencvaros, they have lost both their games. Nice, on the other hand, they have lost one and they have drawn one. So they are both very close in the table. The Hungarian side, they are at the top of the table. Their last five games have been really good. They are playing against a Nice side who have been quite inconsistent, if I'm being very honest. But the last couple of weeks, they are sort of getting good results, and they're starting to get back into their groove because of the score that Nice have. They should not be really struggling in their league and in Europe as well. They are going away to Hungary. I think it is going to be a very tough trip for them, a long trip, but I think they might end up getting something out of that game. I just don't see Ferencvaros getting something out of that game, even though they are at home and Nice are at the moment struggling. But as I say, they are sort of on a upward trajectory. The performances that they have given for the last couple of weeks, I think they might get something out of it, and that is why I'm going for a very, very close, very, very narrow 1-0 win for the away side. The next game is a big one. It is Fenerbahce versus Manchester United. One of those ties that is going to be very exciting to watch, because both these teams are really going to go for it, and both these teams really need this win. Fenerbahce, they have won one and they have drawn one. Manchester United, on the other hand, they have drawn both their games, and both those games they could have easily won. So the pressure is a lot on Erik ten Hag and their men. Fenerbahce, on the other hand, the next game is a big one for so many reasons. It is Fenerbahce versus Manchester United. It is 13th versus 25th. 13. The next game is the big one. It is Fenerbahce versus Manchester United, and it is big for so many reasons. It is 13th versus 21st. Both these teams are undefeated in Europa League till now, but Fenerbahce, they have won once and they have drawn once. United, on the other hand, they have drawn both their games. Both these teams are Fenerbahce are doing a bit better in the league. They are fourth, but they have dropped down to fourth. They in the league, they're supposed to be challenging for the title. They are still close, but it has sort of become a tough. United, on the other hand, they have been disastrous in the league. Their season is going all away, but over the weekend they won their game, so they know they got very important points. They are playing against each other, and the big factor, it is Jose Mourinho. Jose Mourinho is gonna manage Fenerbahce, and we know the history between him and Manchester United, so that is an added advantage. United are gonna be away. The pressure is gonna be on Ten Hag, and he would love to get a win, win against Jose, to show to show some sort of credibility, some sort of dominance. I think it is gonna be a very big game. And knowing Jose, the way that he is, he knows this is the perfect opportunity to get the revenge against United, how they treated him and what went down. And I think, unfortunately for Manchester United and unfortunately for Ten Hag, I think Jose might be able to get it. The least that I think it is gonna be a draw, but knowing Jose, what he does, he's gonna his head is gonna be on completely on this game, and he's gonna make sure that he gets his revenge, and I think he will be able to do it. I'm going for a Fenerbahce win. I'm going for a home win. I think it will be it might end up being a close game, but I think Fenerbahce are gonna nick it. I'm going for a 2-1 win for Fenerbahce. The next game is gonna be Tottenham versus AZ Alkmaar. It is a third versus 18th. Tottenham have won both their games in Europa League. Their league form is starting to get better. They won over the weekend against West Ham, a big win for them, a derby win for them. So they are gonna be high on confidence. They are playing against an AZ Alkmaar side who are 18th. They have won one and they have lost one till now in the Europa League. They have lost their last 3 games out of their 5 games. They are not doing that good in the league. They have dropped to 4th in the league as well. So it is not looking at that good for Alkmaar, and their form is not that good. And they are coming to a London stadium with Tottenham on such a high, and I think their bad run is gonna continue. And I think Tottenham are gonna continue with their 100% record. I think it is gonna be a Spurs win, and I think it is gonna be a very convincing Spurs win. I'm going for a 3-0 win for Tottenham Hotspur. Moving on to the next game, it is Lyon versus Besiktas. It is first versus 36. Lyon have won both their games. They are at the top of the table. Besiktas lost both their games right at the bottom of the table. So it is going to be a big game. It is a huge game for Besiktas because they know if they lose this one, their chances of qualifying to the next round are going to get slimmer and slimmer. Lyon, they have won both their games. They started the season very slow, but they are now on an upward trajectory. Even in the league, their performances have been good as well. They won over the weekend. So I think it is gonna be a very easy win in the end for them. Besiktas, they are not doing that good in the league as well. They are undefeated in their 5 games, winning 3 of them. They won over the weekend as well. But in the league, in Europe, as I said, they have lost both their games. I think they are gonna lose another one. I'm going for a 3-1 win for Lyon. The next game is Anderlecht versus Ludogorets. It is 5th versus 28th. Anderlecht, they have won both their games in Europa League, but their form right now is not that good. They have just won twice in their last 5 games. They have drawn twice. They have lost as well. So their form is not really that good coming into the game. Ludogorets, they may be 28. They have not won a single game in Europa League this season, but their league form is very good. They're top of the table. They have won their last 5 games as well. So they are coming in a very coming in with a very good form, and I think this could be the game where they turn things around with the way that Anderlecht are at the moment. I think we might see an away win here, and I think I'm gonna go for an away win. I don't because the Ludogorets are on such a good form and Anderlecht, they are struggling at the moment, so that is why I'm going for an away win. I think it will be a close game, but I think the away side take it a 2-1. The next game is Athletic Club versus Slavia Praha. It is 11th versus 10th. Both these teams have won once and they have drawn once, and both these teams are in a very good form. If I'm being very honest with you, Athletic Club, they won over the weekend in a very convincing way. They are 5th in the league. They have climbed up, up the table. Their start was a bit shaky, but they have really recovered from it, and they are doing really good. They are playing against Slavia Praha side, who themselves are at the top of the table. They are undefeated in the league. They have played 11 games. They have won 10 of them. They have just drawn one, so it is looking really good for them. I think it will be a very close game, and it is going to be very hard to pick a winner out of this. But just because Athletic Club are at home, I think I'm gonna just give it to them. I might be completely wrong, and this game could go anywhere. But I just think because they are at home and the way that they are playing, I think they are gonna win it. I'm going for a very narrow, and I think it will be a high scoring game. I just don't know why, but I just see them both these teams scoring goals. I'm going for a 3-2 win for Athletic Club. The next game is Malmo versus Olympiacos. It is it is 19th versus 15th. Malmo are 19th and Olympiacos 15th. Both these teams have played 2 games, won 1 and lost 1. So they are almost on the same point. It's the goal difference that has them separated. When it comes to their league from Olympiacos, they are really struggling. They have just won once in their last 5 games, and it is not really looking good for them. Malmo, on the other hand, they are top of the league. They have won 3 of their last 5 games. They are undefeated in their last 5 games, so they are in a very good form. They are gonna be at home, and they are playing as an Olympiacos side, which as I said, they are struggling at the moment. I think it is gonna be a win for Malmo. I think it is a very close game, very tough game. I don't expect goals in this game. I think it will be a very tight game. It could quite easily end up being a 0-0 or a 1-1, but I just think Malmo being at home and the way that they are playing, I'm gonna think I think they are gonna edge it. I'm going for a 1-0 close win for the home side. The next game is Porto versus Hoffenheim. It is 24th versus 12th. Now Porto, they have lost 1 and they have drawn once, but that draw game was against Manchester United, and what a game that was. It looked for all money that they were going to lose it, but then they come back, they take the lead, and it looked for all money that they were going to win it, and up comes Harry Maguire in the last seconds of the game, and he draws that game. So they know how, it was sort of a heartbreak for Porto, but a very important point for Man United. In the league, they are doing really good. They are top of the league, so it is a really good, not on the top, they're second in the league, sorry. They have won their last 4 games in a row. So they are coming in with a good form. They are playing against an Hoffenheim side who you are 12th. They are undefeated in the Europa League. The league form has been not really that good. They started the weekend on 16, but they got a very important win against Bochum, and that has sort of lifted them up to 14th in the league. But still, they are in a very inconsistent. I think going away to Portugal, and Porto always, in European competition, they always do really good, and I think they are looking for that first win of the season, and being at home against an Hoffenheim side who are struggling, I think they are gonna go ahead and get it. I am going for a 2-0 win for Porto. The next game is 20 versus Lazio. It is a 23rd versus the first the team at the top of the table. 20, they have played 2 games. They have drawn both of those games. Their form in the league has been okay. Like they have won 3 of their last 5 games, but the last 2 games they have lost and then they have drawn. So their last 2 games have not really gone according to their plan. Lazio, on the other hand, they are at the top of the Europa League currently at the moment. They have won both their games. Their league form has been quite good as well. It is really really tight in the Serie A at the moment, and they are right at the top. They are 5th or 6th in the league if I'm not mistaken. They lost to Juve during the weekend, so that was a tough pill to swallow, but even like that was a very close game. So they are coming after a defeat, but I think this is a game that you should expect Lazio to win. They are at home. They are playing against the side who are not really doing that good, and I think it will be another tight game, but I think Lazio are gonna go ahead and edge it. I'm going for a 2-1 win for Lazio. And the last game of Europa League, Matchday 3, is Rangers versus FCSB. Now it is 17th versus 4th. Rangers have not really had a good start to the European campaign. They are not doing as well in the Scottish Premier League as well. They are 3rd, and their form has not been that good in the last 5 games. They have just won 2 of their games, so they are in a not in a good form coming into this game. FCSB, on the other hand, they are undefeated. They have won both their games in Europa League. Their form in the league is really good as well. They are undefeated in their last 5 games, winning 3 in a row. So they are coming in a very good form. I think it is going to be a very close game. Rangers at home, like Scottish teams, always at home are a very tough place to go. But FCSB, they are doing really good. They are in a very good form. I think it will be a very close game. I think it will be a tight game, but I just don't see a winner out of it. If it was an other way around, if FCSB were home, I would have given them the game, but I just think because they are away, I don't see them winning, and I don't see Rangers losing at home against them. I'm going up for a 1-all draw between Rangers and FCSB. And with that, my predictions for match day 3 for the Europa League is finished. We'll see how many of those predictions come out to be true and how many of them are completely not wrong. Let me know what you guys think of my predictions in the comments below. You can play as well. You can go ahead and make your predictions in the comment section as well, and we'll see whose predictions are better, mine or yours. Like the video, share it as well, click on the notification bell, and of course subscribe to the channel. We are trying to get to 400 subscribers before the month of October ends. It is a big task. I know it's a very big task, but we hope we are able to achieve it. Until next time, bye bye.